The first game to talk about is One Piece Treasure Battle. It is called like this because of its story mainly, but probably because of a game mode it has too. So in Treasure Battle, Luffy agrees to start a series of challenges to get a treasure. If you haven't watched the anime before, don't worry, for this game you don't need it. It's a separate story, and even so, the story is not strong or interesting, but it gives reason for the game to be played. Kinda. Okay, so Treasure Battle is a series of mini-games. That's the campaign. It has multiple game modes, like the Treasure Battle where you have to fight 2 vs 2 until your ship arrives to load the treasure onto it. It's fun, because the action is humorous. The facial expressions, the animations, the responsiveness of the controls make it an enjoyable experience. You can even take the treasure and beat your opponents with it. You can pass it to your teammate too. It's fun. And now I'm going to talk about the other game modes. I'm very sorry that I cannot show you the modes on video, because I've lost my game and this is all I've managed to record before losing it. So another fun mode is Kung Fu Survival, where you have to beat up seals. It sounds fun, and it is. Basically you have to beat up seals. Another mode is Battle Royale, where you can guess what you do. You bash until the time runs out. Another mode is Teamwork Rally, which is frustrating because you have to pass the chest to your teammates before a gap and your opponents are there to annoy you too. And if you fall, you have to start over again. Then another mode is Cross Country, which are races. You have to climb ladders and do jumps. It's quite fun. Then you have Pirate Soccer. You get a huge ball and play soccer with it. And another game mode is Treasure Hunt, which is actually boring. You have to wander through the map and at one point an arrow appears leading you to the chest. Treasure Battle might get boring after some time playing alone, but it is way more fun if you play it with friends. All the games are structured to be played in multiplayer. That's why every minigame has 4 players. I really recommend you the game if you are going to play it with friends. Next up for review is One Piece Grand Battle 3. Apparently, this game was released before Grand Battle. Don't ask me how or why. I've searched for an answer and couldn't find one. My main source of release dates is GameFAQs, but I've searched on other sources and apparently Grand Battle 3 was released before Grand Battle. Oh, and please don't mistake Grand Battle with the GameCube Grand Battle. The first one was on PS1 and this one is on PS2 and GameCube. Also, Grand Battle 2 on GameCube is called Grand Adventure. So the order in which they were released is actually 3 in 2003, then they released Grand Battle, also called Rush, and then in 2006 they released Grand Battle 2, called Grand Adventure on the GameCube. It's crazy, I know. Okay, now let's dive into the review. Grand Battle 3 is a 3D fighter. It's quite fun. It has 16 characters you can choose from, each with its unique fighting style. And as for the game layout, it is similar to the Tekken games, meaning you can get a glimpse of a character story and fight your way through the somewhat narrative. It's a fun game, too bad it doesn't have many stages, so just fighting gets boring over time without a solid narrative or at least a consistent amount of game modes, because the cutscenes before and after a fight are not enough to keep you playing. One Piece Grand Battle has 4 game modes. Grand Battle, where you fight like you can see in the video. Story mode, which is Grand Battle but with nonsense storytelling of a character. The stories are very shallow. And Grand Tourney, which is tournament mode. Also, there are 15 playable characters and there are 7 stages in this game. But what makes the game fun is the interactive environment. It adds depth to the battles and make the experience better. Also a nice touch is that the game features a series of minigames too, that are not about fighting. Overall, it's a pretty decent party game, but if you play it alone, you might get bored easily by it. One Piece Pirates Carnival is a nice party game. It works as a board game with a big amount of minigames. I can't show you all the minigames in this video because it would end up being too long. But keep in mind that the game works as a party game and it can get to be very fun. In rest, the video is kind of self-explanatory. I really liked the game, and if you play it with friends, it's a really nice experience. Okay, now the last one, Grand Adventure, is actually Grand Battle 2. And here is the comment that led me to this conclusion. In this game, you visit many islands and fight, and you also get minigames. In rest, it's a similar experience to the other two Grand Battle games I've already reviewed. Or, okay, not really reviewed, but presented you. In conclusion, even though the One Piece games might seem boring, and probably if you play them alone, you will feel bored after an hour or so, if you play them with friends, they get to be very good party games. Also, I want to mention that there is another game where Luffy appears, but it's not a One Piece game. The game is called Battle Stadium DON, and Luffy appears as a character. I'm going to review the game in another video, as it is not really a One Piece game. Luffy just appears in it. Just stay tuned, you will see the video. I hope soon.